Alrighty guys, welcome one and all. We are here getting ready to play Australia by Martin Wallace. And just to let you guys know, this episode we're probably not going to be any gameplay. We're still going to set up the board. It's already getting pretty late tonight, but I wanted to get this out so this way I'll have that completed. So if you're not interested in how to set it up, my thoughts about the initial setup, and just kind of overview of how to play and what you're doing and looking at the pieces and the board and everything, just go to part 2 of this, and that's when we'll actually start playing. Tonight I don't think we're even going to get into any gameplay. We're going to finish the setup, show you everything, and if you're not familiar with this game, kind of introduce it to you. So what is Australia? Well, you can see the Z there. The Z, it should represent and tell you exactly what it is. It's a zombie game. It's a Lovecraftian horror game, to be exact, because you're going to be facing off against Cthulhu and who are all the, let's see. There is Cthulhu, Shoggoth, Migos, zombies, loyalists, temples, and empty tiles will be the enemies you're going to face off against. Yes, you will actually face off against Cthulhu. In fact, in my Kickstarter box, I got the little metal, hard to find Cthulhu miniature. So, yay. Alright, anyways. So this is basically Lovecraftian horror in, say, like a alternate World War I setting or something. You see, you got like airships, you got these tanks and artillery units and infantry units, and you're basically just trying to survive until the end of the game and then have more victory points. And as the game progresses, the old ones are going to awaken. They're going to try and destroy your units, try and destroy any farms and stuff that you have, and then then at the end of the game, for every enemy still on the board, they get victory points. Every enemy you kill, you get victory points, and you compare and see. So you wanna do a pretty good job. It's kind of a military game. There's a lot of strategy and fighting, but it's not. There's a lot of also Euro mechanics. There's a lot of let's see. There's combat, but it's done in not a combat-y way. It's more like a European Euro way, where you got a deck of cards and you're flipping up the card, and it'll tell you if you have this unit, it'll damage this kind of unit. So if you have infantry, it might say if you have infantry, then this unit takes damage. Otherwise, it doesn't take any damage. So you might be flipping over 10, 5, or 6 or 7 cards as you're trying to figure out how much damage it's doing to you and you're doing to it, depending on which units you brought. You'll see it when we get into play. I'm just kind of giving you an overview. So it's a zombie apocalypse with Lovecraftian horror, and you are in Australia. We're in the intro map. I should mention this is easy mode. First time we've ever played it. Yes, first time ever, which means that this is now game number 93 for us. Brand new game number 93 this year on the channel. Never before played. 93 new games for you guys out there. And so we are playing on easy map, easy mode. We're playing solo easy modes. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm certainly not an expert at this game, never played it, but I'm just going to show you. I've watched some people play it, and I kind of understand the concepts, games concepts. So I'm going to introduce it to you guys, and hopefully you'll like it and take some interest in it if this sounds like something you're going to do. Anyways, let's go ahead and as you can see by our player board here. Here's Cthulhu, and there's Shoggoth, Amigos, and zombies, and loyalists, and temples, and some blank. And all those are kind of mixed into our level 1 tiles, and our level 2 tiles, and our level 3 tiles. And we're just mixing these up like this. I'm just going to move these out of the way for a second. All right. So what makes this game interesting for me is, well, number one, you know, I do all kinds of different games here on the channel. So I like all kinds of games. I like war games. I like Euro games. I like deep strategy games. I like card games. You know, I love everything. So, okay. But what makes Australia interesting to me is it has this interesting mechanic where it's a combat simulation game with Euro mechanics. You don't see very many of these games out there. Okay, so you just don't find it out there. Number two is the solo mode plays really, really, really good. It's kind of designed to be solo, although you can play with 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, and there's rules and stuff that changes how everything sets up. We're going to be setting up for the solo. Just keep that in mind. Solo, which means I don't have to run extra faction boards. I don't have to play two-handed. I'm playing solo, and the game is playing against me. That is the best kind of, for me, that's the best kind of solo out there. Is when if I'm playing solo, I'm running one team or one faction or one character, one of something, and the game is playing against me. You don't, again, find that many good solos that do this. This game does. So that's a good point right off the bat. And again, the other thing is it's kind of you have to go out, you have to engage the enemies, you have to destroy them, because if you don't do anything, right, the enemies get victory points at the end of the game for every monster on the board. And here's the other thing. They get double the amount of victory points if you don't flip them over, because they're all hidden. And so if you don't flip them over and reveal them, right, they get double the victory points. So like some monsters, like this level 3 one here, is worth 4 victory points, right? So it'd be 8 victory points at the end of the game if you don't flip it up, which means I might have killed 3 or 4 or 5 level 1 characters that maybe only give me 1 point or 2 points each, and this one character. So yeah, it's one of these games you have to go out, you have to engage it. You can't just turtle and stay back, which is another kind of interesting part of this game. Anyways, I thought I would mention that second time. We're not going to be doing any gameplay, just overview, setup, and easy mode. First time, concepts, strategies, thoughts, go. Ready? Go. All right. So you can see here is Eastern Australia. There is 3 different colors in the map. There's this kind of reddish orange, then there's this green, and then there's this yellowy tan color there. The yellow is considered the coast, I believe. That's what they call the coast. The green is the hills. And the orange is the wasteland or the outback, or what do they call it? They call it something. Let's see. Let's get the technical terms out here. So yeah. So kind of this yellow is the coastal hex, the greens are the hill hexes, and the outback is the orange hexes. There you go. Alrighty. So what you're going to do here is we're going to follow along with the old setup instructions. I've already set this up once, so I got a good idea, but I want to start it again from scratch. Alright. So we've got the eastern map. If you flip this board over, you have the western map. It changes the things. There's a couple rule variations on it, so you got 2 different maps. If you have the Kickstarter Deluxe Edition, then there's even another map board in there. So I think you got 2 map boards that are double-sided. So you really have 4 different maps you can play on, each of them with different difficulties and special rules that apply to them. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Alright, so you're going to keep all your little supplies off the board. There's your little things. So the supplies in this game are gold, which are these little gold nuggets. You have iron, which are these iron cubes. You have coal, which are these. Then this is sanity, which you're going to use in your player board, which you'll see later. And then I just have this piece out here, because if you're playing solo, which we are, you can see space 14 is written in red. That's because if you're playing in solo, you don't actually put a piece out here to begin with. So that's why I put that out there as a reminder. Don't add a piece there. Cthulhu is, chip this up just a little bit. Cthulhu is going to start on the 22 space. You can see it's kind of purple in the center. And then we start on the 0 space down there. All right. So we have our, we're going to separate each of your level 1s and your level 2s and your level 3s. You're going to put them face down. So the back side is out, and you're just going to shuffle them so you don't know what's there, like this, into different stacks, because we're going to be using these in a minute. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to find our 20 survey tiles, and you're going to do the same thing and put these in a stack and shuffle them up randomly. Hello, Jason, coming in from Minnesota tonight. All right, good to see you, Jason. How's it going? Coming in from Minnesota tonight. I'm sure he's heard that joke a million times. All right, so we've shuffled that survey deck up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our survey cards and we're going to put one down in each location that has that little survey symbol, except for space number 14 again, because we're playing solo. So we're just randomly putting these out everywhere. There should be one. And I believe there should be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 10, 11, oops, 12. And that is correct, because there would be 13 if you fill in this spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, so that should be right. We are good. All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to take each one of these one at a time and flip it up. And you're going to look at it, and it's going to give you the information of wherever this little symbol was. Look for it on here, and then it's going to show you where monsters might be coming and resources. So for us, the little symbol is right there. So if I put this here, that means an enemy is going to go here, and resources are going to go here, and then an enemy would go here. Now, the most important thing to keep in mind is resources are never placed in coastal hexes. So the yellows, we don't get to put any resources in yellow hexes. And then old ones are never placed in hills or coastal hexes. So old ones are not placed in the green or the yellow. They're only placed in the red ones. So if we look at this, all right. Okay, and when you go to place ancient ones, on the board, you can see they have these numbers. So again, this little symbol tells us, okay, there is the piece we're looking for. And we would put an ancient one here, and it'll tell us what level. It's going to be a level 1. So again, we're just going to take these, randomize it, and put a level 1 there. And then we would put 3 coal here. Right. And then we would put an ancient one here, but again, you don't put ancient ones in this location. So that's done. I can take it off the board and go to this one. Flip it up. All right, so what this is saying is if this is this spot here, then in this spot we would add gold. And we would add an ancient one here, which is a level 1. And we would add an ancient one over here, which is a level 1. All right, so that's there. That is the gold. Nope, the ancient one would actually be here. Oh, not here. It would actually be down here. But again, they don't come there, so we can ignore that. And that one, okay. Excuse me. Woo. All right, let's do this one next. Oh boy. So this one is here. So it would put monsters in this spot. No. This spot. Yes. And this spot. Yes. And then we would put resources here again. 3 of these, which are going to be here. Okay, so it would be ancient one, ancient one, ancient one, coal. Oh, and then we have 4 up here, which is going to be right there in this spot. Okay. Lovely. Want to make sure I didn't miss that on the other ones. Nope. Okay, we're good. All right, and then we flip up this one, and this one says, all right, I'm not sure the ancient one is, or the dot must be in the middle. So I'd put an ancient one here and an ancient one there. It's gonna be level 1 again. So we're gonna get some gold. No, we're not, because the gold would go there, and we don't put it on the coast. Boo. Then we can put 3 there. And, yep, I think that's right. As long as that... I don't see the white dot anywhere, so it must be underneath that Cthulhu in the center. You see what I'm talking about there. Jason says that he's doing well. Hope the same for me. Thank you very much. Cthulhu in the desert sounds pretty cool. I've seen this game on the racks at the local store. That's one thing that this game does the best. You have a recommendation. Yes, I've been talking about this game since I started the live stream. But yes, I highly think it's very cool. If you're looking for a solo game, number 1, this is a really good solo game. Really good solo game. It has a nice random setup, as you can see. So it's every time you play, it's different. There's different maps, so that way you can adjust the difficulty easily. Again, there's no symbol on that. No white dot, so it must be in the center if it doesn't show anything. So we're going to assume that anyways. So we're going to put, oh, come here you, 3, oh, come here you, 3 there. And we put an ancient one there. No, we'd put one there, which is a level 2. So let's shuffle up the level 2s. Put that there. And then it would put one down here, but there's already one there. So what you do is you add a level to the one that's there. So normally a level 1 goes there, but because we're putting another one, you don't put 2 in the same spot, so you just level this guy up. That's not cool. Got a couple level 2s out of that. That's kind of a bummer. Alright, let's see what we got here. We got some gold here. Then here, damn, we're going to upgrade again. And then here would be a level 2. Boom. Alright. This one here is going to be some coal on them here heels. And some gold. Awesome. Right there. Alright, and then Cthulhu there. And there. Take a gold. Okay. We'll put this one out, which is a level 2 Cthulhu there. Another level 2. Some, let's see, that would go there. Some gold would go there. Okay, that seems like a pretty good option there. Let's come up here. So, we have a level 3 up here. Let's shuffle up the 3s just to make sure there's no shenanigans going on here at all. Alright, so a 3 would go there. Oops. And then a resource would go here and a Cthulhu there. Neither one of those is going to happen, but then we do get some gold there. That's nice. Okay. Cthulhu, Okay. What about this one? Okay, we would get resources there. No. We would get a Cthulhu there. Yes. We get a Cthulhu here. No. And then we get some gold here. Alright. We get a level 3 over here. We'd have another Cthulhu up there. No. We get some coal here. And then we get some gold right there. Oh, that is... I did that one completely wrong. Hang on a second. Take these all back. Because I didn't see the dot. This time it does have a dot. So the dot represents this spot, which means there would be a Cthulhu there and a Cthulhu here. Then there would be this here. And then this would be here. Alright, that's a little better. See the little white dot up there? Alright. And last but not least, oh my god, look at this one. It's loaded. It is loaded. Let me make sure there's no dot. There is no dot. Okay. So we have a level 3 that goes there. And then a level 3 that goes there. We have iron up there. And we would have a resource here and a Cthulhu here, but these are off board. And that's it. Okay. That is the random setup. Random setup of all of the ancient ones. Nice. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, so we place the old one tiles and the hexes, and it kind of gives you an explanation on how to do that. Talks about different things there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you're going to find your revelation cards. Level 3, your level 2, and your level 1, and you're going to separate those and you're going to shuffle them into all the level 3s together, and you're going to pull 5 out. Put them on the bottom. You're going to do the same thing with the level 2 and the level 1. Shuffle them up. Pull out 5. Put those on top. And then your level 1s, you're going to shuffle them together and put them on top of your level 2s. So you should have 15 card deck from 1s to 2s to 3s. You don't shuffle these. You just get this ready and you're done. Good. That's how you do that. Number 8 is shuffle the personality deck. So you're going to find your personality deck. That's these. Should be 30 cards. And you're going to shuffle these guys up. Yeah, I played a lot of solo unless I can put Catan on the kitchen table. Then my wife comes running. Okay, all right. Yeah, this is a great game for solo. It's got some really good mechanics in it. It's interesting in how every action you take costs a certain amount of time, and you're moving up your token based upon what you're doing until your token, and you get to keep taking actions until you meet up to the enemy, and then once you pass the enemy, then the enemy takes an action until it passes you, and then you have this little back and forth as you do actions, then it does actions. So it's really neat mechanic. You don't see that very often in games. I think it's really cool. All right, so we got our personality deck. We've got it shuffled up, and we're going to cut it right there. Alrighty. And we're going to draw out 5 of them. We have Juliet Vernon. If you have an airship present in combat, inflict 1 damage automatically. Well, that's awesome. I don't know if we're going to have room for 5. Number 2, Ivan Korpov. If the port is attacked, inflict 2 damage at the start of combat to each attacker. Number 3, Harry Bones. When you mine, take 1 extra resource. Ooh, that might be good to start with. What I might have to do here is slide this over so we can get a little bit more space here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jenny Appleseed. Flip 1 or 2 blighted farms to their productive side. And last but not least, Zuzing. Your airships can take 3 damage before they're eliminated. Ooh, that is a good combo with Juliet there. Now, all right, so we have 5 out there to start. That's good. Next, shuffle the 01 cards and place them beside the board. You're going to find your deck of Ancient Ones, which, don't tell me I put them back in the box like a dummy. Don't tell me I put them back in the box like a dummy. I think I put them back in the box like a dummy. It's alright. They're not needed right this second anyway, so we're fine. Okay. Put these off the board. Okay. So, alright. Number Place the old one purple disc in the 22 space of the time track, which we did up there. Place all the military units on the board down here in the corner, which you can't see because the camera's covering it up. Place all the other components nearby. Randomly determine the first player. Well, we're solo, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so now going in reverse order. Each player places their port disc in a coastal hex that contains a port symbol. So we have to decide where we're going to start the game. Anywhere that has a coast symbol. So probably somewhere where we can get some resources. Eventually we're going to need some resources. And of course, like I said, we're going to... Maybe here? If this gets attacked and destroyed, then we lose the game, I believe. So you don't want to put this like, oh, hey, we'll just put it up here. No. We want to protect it. We want to keep it safe. Keep it safe. That's why I like Arco more Eldritch Horror. Yes, Eldritch Horror is a great game. I seem to have some weird delay in my chat when I leave and come back. That is weird. I have 0 drop frames, so you might want to refresh your browser, Jason, and see if that helps you at all. Just keep in mind, we're not going to be playing the game tonight. We're just doing setup. We're going to play the game tomorrow. So if you're just looking for gameplay, you come back tomorrow night. We're going to be actually playing the game. Tonight we're just going to set it up because it's getting late already. So we do need to figure it. Now we could start it up here in the corner. We got access to, but we got a couple level 2 guys. Here's some gold here. Maybe if we start here, we got some resources. I think we're going to do that. We'll start here. We got some coal. Coal is only good if you have iron, though. Coal and iron are used to build your little train tracks. So, okay, all right. So let's. So that's where we're going to put our port, right there. We do have a few irons. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Right. So yeah. All right. Good. Oh, is that it? Is that the last action we take? Yeah, I guess that's the last action we take. All right. Okay. All right. What I think I'm going to do... Since that camera isn't working, of course it's not. Yeah, all right. Well, anyways, player board. So, oh, I know. We got one more thing we need to do. We need to draw a solo. You need to find these deck of, you see the one little figure on it. These are your solo cards. There should be 10 of them. We have a solo objective. I mean, all kinds of problems with my cameras all of a sudden too. So I don't know if Jason is causing problems or what, but whoa. Alright, so we've got a solo objective. Let's draw one and see what we get. So, Fanatic Farmer, reward 20 victory points. Place at least 2 of each type of farm and end with the highest 4 non-blighted farms. Place at least 2 of each type of farm and end with at least 4 non-blighted farms. So that's our objective. We want to be a Fanatic Farmer. It would give us 20 victory points. We talked about victory points and having more victory points. So we don't necessarily need to run out and kill the enemies, because if we can complete this, obviously, a lot more victory points. You can see, see if I tip this down just a little bit, you can see a lot of the enemies and their victory points. Like if we kill Cthulhu, he's 12 victory points. So 12, 8, 7, 6, 4, 4, 3. I mean, that gives you kind of an idea of the different values. If we get 20 victory points, that's worth like 3 or 4 enemies, obviously. But obviously going out and killing the enemies is also a good thing to do. You kind of want to do a bunch of different things. And of course, you know, lots of variety and replayability here. So, alright, so we'll just keep this right there on the player board as a reminder of what we're trying to do. And now we are set up and ready to go. So what I was going to do before I got distracted was show you the player board. So let's show you guys the player board. So the player board, you get just a bunch of discs. You get a bunch of resources. The solo player starts with 6 gold, 4 iron, and 4 coal. And then you have a bunch of discs, and then you get 3 stress tokens. And what you're going to be doing on your turn is you're going to be spending these cubes to do different actions. So if I wanted to mine a resource, I could put an action cube on there. If I wanted to get one of these people here to help me, I could put one of those things there. If I wanted to buy a military unit, I could put something there and spend these resources to get a military unit. If I wanted to build train tracks, I would have to spend 2 time. And as I spend these cubes, my little counter is going to be moving up the track. Move, 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 move. Until I get past the enemy. Once I get past the enemy, then the enemy is going to be taking turns. And they got a whole deck of cards to do things. Now, if you want to take the same action that you already have taken, like, ooh, hey, maybe there's another person I want to get. What you have to do is you have to pay that cost again, but for every cube that's already there, you have to pay a gold. So if I wanted to take this action again, I would have to pay this and then pay a gold to go up there. If I wanted to do it again, I'd have to pay 2 gold because there was 2 cubes already there. But what you can do is just waste 1 time here and take all your cubes back. And put them back in your thing. Here's our different military units. We have infantry units, we have armored cars, we have artillery, airships, armored trains. Okay. And each of them has a strength amount, how much damage it can take. So, and then the other thing is, you saw some of the enemies, right? So you have infantry, you have armored car, you have a train, you have artillery, you have airships. And then for enemies, we have Cthulhu, we have Shoggoth, we have Migos, we have zombies, we have loyalists, and we have temples. And each of these different military units are either poor, good, or cannot attack, or average. So you can see like the airship is poor against zombies, but average against everything else. Artillery is good against everything except for zombies and Migos. So depending on what you're fighting up against, you want different kinds of units to come into the fight and fight them. Alright, we've got a little bit of time. It's only 11:30 right now, so let's see. I'm going to actually see if I can get this camera to work. I think I just locked it up, didn't I? Yep. Alright, maybe I just call this an episode because one of the cameras is giving me trouble. And yeah, I think I locked up the I locked up the recording software. So anyways, thanks Jason, thanks everyone for coming out. We will see you all for the actual play tomorrow night. Here we've got it all set up, and everyone have a good night. Until then, my friends, we'll talk to you later. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you tomorrow. Until then, have a good night, and we'll see you all down the line. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks, Jason. Have a good night, guys.